very honoured today to be interviewing a pro audio celebrity, Christine Schyvinck, who's the president and CEO of Shure. This is a very special year for Shure this year. It's their 100th anniversary. Christine, thanks for giving me your time today. I know you're a really busy lady.
Glad to be here.
Shure means so many different things to different end users, whether you're a location recordist or a singer in a band. And now it's the corporate world, the government world of rooms. When we first saw this in 2016 and onwards, we thought, it's not for us. This is like for more corporate technology. But of course, COVID happened, and obviously we all had to go in those rooms.
It kickstarted the way that we're working today. I feel like we were already on a trajectory of trying to figure out for associates and employees, like, what is a more flexible way of working? How can we optimize people's work-life balance? We were already doing experiments on that internally in 2019, trying to figure out how to let people have a little bit more control of their lives. And then I think we would have been on some kind of continuum already, but pandemic kickstarted it.
Over the time you've been there, Christine, which is obviously 36 years of those 100, what's your proudest moment today, if you have one?
I think it's seeing the people that we have in different Shure locations around the world. I'm the most proud that the Shure culture and what's important to the company and our core values, that has translated and been transplanted into all these locations.
The 100 years of Shure, describe how reaching that milestone makes you feel.
It's a rare occasion. The way I keep thinking about it is, it's not our legacy necessarily. It's not having 100 years that makes us successful. You kind of keep living those core values. That's constant. That's like a foundation for the company, but you need to adapt and flex to the markets of the changes and move on with the times a little bit. I think that's what gets you to be 100 years old, changing with the times, not just doing the same thing. I think the company has reinvented itself in probably 6 or 7 major eras during the course of that 100 years. It's certainly not the same place it was when I started 36 years ago, and I've probably seen about 3 versions of the company since that.
Manufacturing has always been increasingly outsourced to Asia, but do you ever think that trend ever reverts?
The supply chain crisis that we lived through 2.5 years ago taught people that you can't have all of your eggs in one basket.
Yeah.
So in a strange way, that prepared people for some of the changes that are happening today with the trade war. And I think a lot of companies are just more diversified in where they do their manufacturing. And I think, for us, for example, we might take a hard look at what things do we do ourselves, what things are outsourceable. Are there ways to just spread out that risk without, of course, ever doing anything damaging to our quality? We have these standards. Everybody's going to keep them. So it's you just have to spread things around more than you did before.
APAC now is a major critical part of your sales success. Can you tell me more why that was initiated?
We still have so much more upside potential there than we're actually getting. So it is a process in terms of getting the people on the ground that we have, to your point now, and then finding out how do we win in those regions, because in most cases, it's not the same formula as in the United States. You take what we need to do in Japan is remarkably different than what we need to do in Hong Kong or in Thailand or in Dubai. So that's why you need to have the feet on the ground, because we can't possibly know all of that from Chicago. And when I look at where, the sales are going into, although we have a good portion of our business outside the U.S., when you look at market share, we still have tremendous upside in those regions.
Take away APAC. Let's talk about the Middle East.
It's the same formula. There's the Saudi 2030 plan that everybody is sort of talking about. There's going to be a tremendous amount of infrastructure going in there. And so that's right up our alley in terms of some of the plans around entertainment venues and, large, everything's going to be kind of large scale there, right? Mm-hmm. So there's opportunity there, but you have to have relationships. You have to be on the ground. So that is where we're placing some of our bets and not just there specifically, but I'm saying in the places where we see growth opportunities, that's where we're going to be putting Shure people to help us, guide that business better. Every market, we have to look at where are the opportunities. Let's not try to attack everything, but let's go deep into the areas where we think there's opportunities. And I think it is that appreciation that it's not one size fits all, that it really is several hundred different, sort of cities and markets and countries that we're trying to address. Let's go to the places first where we can make the most difference.
Thank you ever so much, Christine. It's been a wonderful conversation. Thank you.